Hi friends! Through this video, today you will learn about the poem from my English book of 8th standard, and the title of the poem is Why? Every child is curious, and so that child always ready to ask questions like why this, why that, why then, why now, why not, etc. With the help of asking such kind of questions, that child get knowledge. In this poem, the poet speaks about the small child who always ready to ask question. So friends, I will read one stanza for you and explain it very well. I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why? By and by. Through this stanza, the poet says that he knows a one little boy who is very curious and always asking questions about everything. He is very anxious and eager to know something about everything. And so he always keeps going on asking why this, why that, why now, and why not. Means when he come across anything, he wants to know about it and ask different questions to the people who around him. He wants to know why wood should swim, why lead and marble sink, why stars should shine and winds should blow, and why we eat and drink. In this stanza, the poet describes how this boy asks questions. He asks questions like why does wood swim in water while lead and marble sink in it? Means he has good observation skill. He is a good observer. He also asks why stars should shine and wind blow, why we eat and drink. Means he wants to know the reason behind all the things around him. He wants to know what makes the clouds and why they cross the sky, why sinks the sun behind the hills, and why the flowers die. In this stanza, the poet also gives more examples of the curious boy. He asks so many questions. The poet says that the boy wants to know what are the clouds made up of? Why do they move up in the sky? He also wants to know that why does the sun disappear behind the hills at evening time? Again he asks, tell me the reason why pretty, beautiful flowers die all of a sudden. He wants to know why wind should come from out of the bellows nose, why pop guns should go pop, and why the ocean ebbs and flows. Friends, through this stanza, the anxious boy wants to know how the wind comes from the blowing apparatus, how the toy gun works very well, how the tide water of the ocean moves away from the land. With the help of these questions, we know that wherever that boy watch uncommon, surprising things, he asks different questions. With the help of these questions, he get much knowledge. He wants to know why fish have gills and why boys cannot fly, why steam comes from the kettle spout and rain falls from the sky. The poet says that the curious boy wants to know why all the fish have gills, means respiratory organ, why boys cannot fly, why and how the steam of liquid comes from the kettle spout, and how the rain falls from the sky. Means wherever he finds unusual, he asks questions. Sometimes no one can satisfy him, no one can answer his questions. He wants to know why coal should burn and not a bit of stone. How seeds get in the apple core and marrow in the bone. Through this stanza, the little boy asks question why coal should burn and stone cannot burn. How do we get seeds in the center of the fruits and marrow in the bone? He wants to know why ice should melt, why spiders eat the flies, why bees should sting, and why the yeast should make the dough to rise. The poet says the boy wants to know why ice should melt, why spider eat the flies, why bees should ready to attack and sting, and why the yeast is used for making bread. Means the boy from this poem ready to ask questions related to unfamiliar things which he watch around him. Some of his whys are not too hard to answer if you will try, but other no one ever ate has found the reason why. In this last stanza, the poet says that some of these questions asked by the little boy are not difficult to answer. We just need to think a little about his curious mind and try to satisfy the child's curiosity. The answer to some other questions is not even known to us as we have to think over it. So friends, at last I want to say all children are curious and eager to know reasons for everything happening around them. Whatever they find unusual, unexpected, unfamiliar, uncommon, they think about why it is so. The little boy from this poem is also speaks out all his queries and questions. He asks questions about the clouds, wind, sun, flowers, fish, etc. Means he is a good observer. We have considered them to be fact.